Yes.
Equality Act, I just wanted to ask you about. Democrats want it passed. Senate Republicans say that it's only an attack. It's not only an attack on girls and women's sports, but also attack on churches, opening them up for possible lawsuits of discrimination.
Very clear. I mean, if you look at Biden's appointments to cabinet members, suing nuns and others, really seems like an onslaught against freedom of religion for girls' sports as well and others. And now the Democrats even taken it further. Can you imagine being an elected member of Congress, putting your name on a letter to a cable industry telling them what they should have on their shows? Or sending it to Amazon that created a company based upon selling books, telling them not to sell books in America, and that you're a member of Congress. Interesting to me of how far they have gone and how much further they want to go.
Last question.
Yes, sir. How are you today?
Wonderful, thank you. Does your state need money?
Does my state need
from
money?
The federal government?
Well, I see California just came out with a $10 billion surplus. I see how California has been shut down. If California needs money, I'd like to see what is actually requested instead of changing the flow of the system here to reward states who stayed shut down instead of those who are working. I think a more surgical way of getting all the data to see what is needed and who needs it is a better way to do it than throwing blankets monies out.
So no, yes or you don't think so? Or
No, I think California could need money. But if we're dealing with a $10 billion surplus, I would like to sit down with California and actually see where money is needed. I will tell you what California needs. They need to bring in who's ever doing West Virginia's vaccination, because Gavin Newsom is not doing it well. In my Central Valley, where we are today, we're set up where we could provide 5,000 a day. He was just in there. He cannot provide us the vaccine. So what California needs is probably a new governor. The management is poor. The schools are shut down. I'm glad you brought this point up, because in my own school district in Kern County, the D's and F's for this year have increased by 14%. I just read, was it in Virginia, the Academy of Pediatricians. The increase for children, anxiety, depression, obesity, all in the higher than the 90%. So this governor continues to keep us shut down. So before money would be provided to this governor, as we provided before, he withheld the money to go to the rural areas. He used it as a political ploy. So before I would send money to California, I'd rather send money directly to the counties that are needed.
What do you think about how they're distributing that?
We already had a question. Can you please?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
I love the assertiveness, but she is correct. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I do have a
Okay.
question. In addition to the 9/11 Commission, Democrats have said there will be a need
You're
for
kind of
security.
smiling under there, huh? Okay.
Well, you know, I do have to assert myself.
Yes.
In addition to the 9/11 Commission, Democrats have said they'll need a security supplemental. Have they been negotiating with you guys on that? What would need to be in it?
They have done as much negotiation on that as they have done on the COVID or anything else. No, not at all.
And
They've done the same amount that President Biden has done as well. Nothing. Yes.
Certainly impeachment proceedings from the Senate side. Congresswoman Butler cited a conversation that she had had with you, the president, kind of going after you, saying that the rioters cared more about the certification of the election. Would you agree with her characterization of that conversation?
Look, I've talked about that phone call on the day of on national news. I'm not talking about it anymore.